Hi, this is Kim Reads Urantia. So here first we're gonna have a little piece, and I like these because they're short, right? It's like busy people, right? Need short inspiration. So this is good little daily meditation book. Okay, this is a Latin American prayer. Okay, and I love also that this book is is eclectic in its approach. So it gives service to many multiple perspectives and spirituality, and it's very valuable that way because we have to grow to understand each other in this everybody on this small little blue marble in space. We all have to get to know each other and how we relate to God, and on so we can do more cross-cultural integration, and appreciation of each other, because it's not us versus them anymore, guys. It's all about us together, and we just have to get over that my approach to God is our approach to God is superior. No, it's not. That's the worst. Yeah. Okay. Enough pontificating, right? Okay. So Latin American prayer. Oh God, to those who have hunger, give bread, and to us who have bread, give a hunger for justice. That's so beautiful. That's you know, um symmetric in a way. It comes back on itself. Oh God, to those who have hunger, give them bread, and to us who have bread, give us a hunger for justice. Because the ones who have bread, we get so complacent, don't we? It's like, oh, don't worry about it. I have enough. Those are the people over there. Well, it's too bad for them. I know. But, I've got stuff. I've got to go have fun today, go to work and make my money, go, do the daily grind, and don't worry about the people that are hungry. Well, no, we have to be their champions. It's our mission, it's our duty to be the champions of our brothers and sisters who are suffering. So be grateful for what we have and our opportunities to champion them who don't have enough. Okay, thank you. That was lovely. All right. Andrew Harvey. Okay. So we're doing paper 190, Jesus' appearance at Bethany. Oh, the name of the paper is the Morontia Appearances of Jesus. And now we're doing part 2, his appearance at Bethany. From the time of the Morontia resurrection until the hour of his spirit ascension on high, Jesus made 19 separate appearances in visible form to his believers on earth. He did not appear to his enemies, nor to those who could not make spiritual use of his manifestation in visible form. What would be the use, right? His first appearance was to the 5 women at the tomb. His second to Mary Magdalene, also at the tomb. The third appearance occurred about noon of this Sunday at Bethany. Shortly after noontide, Jesus' oldest brother, James, was standing in the garden of Lazarus before the empty tomb of the resurrected brother of Martha and Mary. So he was at Lazarus' tomb, not Jesus' tomb. Turning over in his mind the news brought to them about 1 hour previously by the messenger of David, James had always inclined to believe in his eldest brother's mission on earth, but he had long since lost contact with Jesus' work and had drifted into grave doubting regarding the later claims of the apostles that Jesus was the Messiah. The whole family was startled and well nigh confounded by the news brought by the messenger. Even as James stood before Lazarus' empty tomb, Mary Magdalene arrived on the scene and was excitedly relating to the family her experiences of the early morning hours at the tomb of Joseph. Before she had finished, David Zebedee and his mother arrived. Ruth, of course, believed the report, and so did Jude after he had talked with David and Salome. Oh, and I almost forgot. I have to make an important correction here. I believed priorly that David Zebedee was the father of James and John Zebedee, but I have to correct myself that he was not the father. He is their brother. Okay, so that's important. So and he does marry Jesus's youngest sister, Ruth. So okay, so I'm sorry for that, for being misleading. I thought, well, maybe I should go back and correct all that, but you know what? I've made a lot of videos. I can't do that, but okay. So I'm sorry for that. I'll bring that up from time to time. That David Zebedee is the brother of the apostles James and John. But I'm thinking, why didn't he just be an apostle too? But you know, in a way, he kind of was the 13th apostle. He kind of was, but he kind of did work more on the outside. But some of them did, like Matthew Levi, you know, went out and raised money for them. You know, so some of them were around more and some of them less, and you know, but that's kind of how it was. Okay, but anyway, I digress once more. In the meantime, as they looked for James, and before they found him, while he stood there in the garden near the tomb, he became aware of a nearby presence, as if someone had touched him on the shoulder. And when he turned to look, he beheld the gradual appearance of a strange form by his side. He was too much amazed to speak and too frightened to flee. And then the strange form spoke, saying, "James, I come to call you to the service of the kingdom. Join earnest hands with your brethren and follow after me." When James heard his name spoken, he knew that it was his eldest brother, Jesus, who had addressed him. They all had more or less difficulty in recognizing the Morontia form of the Master, but few of them had any trouble recognizing his voice or otherwise identifying his charming personality when he once began to communicate with them. Okay, I just want to say too, this is a kind of a major departure from traditional Christianity, is that because traditional Christianity will say that he was resurrected in the flesh, and that's not what we're saying. But it's not like I don't think it's like a ghost-like appearance either, because then we're thinking, well, and it does take a minute for them to recognize him in a lot of these here. Normally, if you know it's somebody in the flesh, you know it right away. You know, but he has I don't know, I can only attribute that to this Morontia countenance that he has about him. Yeah. So, and they know him more by his voice than by his appearance, by him communicating with them. So these things characterize the Morontia appearance. And remember, he told them, "Don't touch me. You may not touch me." So, but you know, but this is real. Maybe that's another example of them, the apostles and the believers, saying that he was resurrected in the flesh, because that would be more amenable to the minds of their future converts in Europe, that he was resurrected in the flesh. otherwise, because they were very afraid of ghosts and people coming from the dead in a bad way. So we don't want to make this seem like Jesus is coming to haunt people or do bad things. So I think maybe they modified it because of that. But I like this version so much better. I don't like the idea of people coming up out of the ground. No, this body, once it's laid to rest, it's staying. It's staying. It's not coming with me. So I don't know. I like this better, but I think it's the evolution of our consciousness and stuff that would allow us to accept this version. Okay, and some people are going to argue with it. I know. It's okay. Don't accept it then. If it's not what you want to believe, then it's okay. Everybody just invests their faith wherever they want it to be. But, you invest your faith in the flesh, and everything physical fades away. This is just another example of us trying to make the physical world stay the same and control the physical world and our physical bodies. And you know what? They slip out of our control. And we just, yeah. Okay, so I'm going off again. Okay, so I'm going to go back. When James perceived that Jesus was addressing him, he started to fall to his knees, exclaiming, "My Father and my brother." But Jesus bade him stand while he spoke with him. And they walked through the garden and talked for almost 3 minutes, talked over experiences of former days, and forecast the events of the near future. As they neared the house, Jesus said, "Farewell, James, until I greet you all together." That's just lovely. And it doesn't say all that they talked about, but they had a conversation. Yeah, not just like, "Oh wait, you're there. Oh, you're gone." No, it's not like that. They had a conversation. James rushed into the house, even while they looked for him at Bethpage, exclaiming, "I have just seen Jesus and talked with him, visited with him. He is not dead. He has risen. He vanished before me, saying, 'Farewell until I greet you all together.'" Again, hear the word vanished. That doesn't mean that he left and walked down the road. He vanished. He disappeared. But still, in the minds of these people here, that's not scary to them. Okay? Yeah. He had scarcely finished speaking when Jude returned, and he retold the experience of meeting Jesus in the garden for the benefit of Jude. And they all began to believe in the resurrection of Jesus. James now announced that he would not return to Galilee, and David exclaimed, He is seen not only by excited women, even strong-hearted men have begun to see him. I expect to see him myself." Okay. So they all, now that James comes and says, "Yeah, I saw him." Okay, now it's not just the foolish women who are saying they saw Jesus. Such chauvinism, such gosh, come on, guys. And David did not long wait, for the fourth appearance of Jesus to mortal recognition occurred shortly before 2:00 in this very home of Martha and Mary, when he appeared visibly before his earthly family and their friends, 20 in all. The Master appeared in the open back door, saying, "Peace be upon you. Greetings to those once near me in the flesh, and fellowship for my brothers and sisters in the kingdom of heaven. How could you doubt? Why have you lingered so long before choosing to follow the light of truth with the whole heart? Come, therefore, all of you, into the fellowship of the Spirit of truth in the Father's kingdom. As they began to recover from the first shock of their amazement and to move toward him as if to embrace him, he vanished from their sight. Okay, so there he comes, and before they come, don't touch me, don't hug me. Yeah. They all wanted to rush off to the city to tell the doubting apostles about what had happened, but James restrained them. Mary Magdalene only was permitted to return to Joseph's house. So this is at the home of Martha and Mary. Lazarus, okay. Yeah. Right. So they're all other people are Joseph of Arimathea. James forbade their publishing abroad the fact of his Morontia visit because of certain things which Jesus had said to him as they conversed in the garden. But James never revealed more of his visit with the risen master on this day at the Lazarus home in Bethany. He's probably saying something like that was alluded to at the beginning of this section, that, don't go make a big deal of this here, because he's not going to appear to his enemies. He doesn't want to excite his enemies. He doesn't want to cause, of course, what happens is that the Jews get all razzed up, and the Romans come to quash that down. And I'm imagining again that conjecturing that Jesus doesn't want that to happen, or wants to forestall that inevitability as long as possible. So don't get overly ramped up about this. We don't want enemies to catch wind of this resurrection. He's just appearing to his believers. He doesn't want to appear to his enemies to be threatening. Of course, it's just my conjecturing once again. So, all right, that's all for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.